To this point, we have created lines and circles. Before we move along any further, I'd like to point out that AutoCAD refers to these lines and circles as well as the text and dimensions. AutoCAD refers to them as objects or as entities, and I will be using both terms at any given time during this tutorial. So the objects or these entities we have created, we would now like to make some modifications. Let me show you how to do that. First of all, I introduced you to the undo command as part of the line command. What I want to point out now is the icon located in our standard toolbar called undo. If I click on this, it will undo the last set of lines that we drew. I can continue to undo, and what it will do is it will erase the last entities that were placed on our drawing screen. If you have gone one step too far, you also have, to the right of undo, you have the redo icon or the redo command, and what that does is it brings back the entities that you had created. But it only can go so far. There's a limit to what it can do, so you have to be very careful with that. For example, undo, undo, redo, redo, and apparently at this point it only went so far. To be on the safe side, you can undo a couple of times before not being able to bring the objects back. But let's say, for example, there was something you wanted to eliminate. There was something that you wanted to erase. Let's go over here to the icon that shows a pencil with an eraser, and that is the erase icon. I'm going to click on that. What should I do? Again, reinforcing the fact that we should keep an eye on the command line. It asks to select objects. These are objects that we would like to erase. Right now I'm going to simply pick this line, and as you can see, it would like me to continue selecting objects. If this is the only object you would like to modify, you would simply enter, and the object is erased from the drawing. Let's try that one more time. Select erase. I'm going to select this object, and this time I'm going to select another object, and I can continue to select all of them if I'd like, because AutoCAD remains in the select objects mode until I enter. I'm going to right click on the screen, which apparently takes care of the objects. It's the same thing as using the enter key. Let me try now to erase all the objects, except for the line and the circle we have left. Again, I've selected the objects. There are no other objects I wish to select at this time, and I'm going to use my right mouse button again. I want to introduce you to the move icon. This is going to allow us to move entities from one location to another. By clicking on move, looking at the command line, it requests that I select objects. I'm going to pick this line. Do I want to select another object? Currently, I only want the line, so I'm going to right-click my mouse. It's asking to specify a base point or displacement. The base point is the location from which I want to move the object. So let's say I want to move the object from this location over, and as you can see, I still have polar on. I'm going to turn polar off, and I can freely move this object to any location. Let's say here, and I'm going to click. The object has been moved from the previous location. Doing that one more time. This time I will select the circle. First I begin with the move icon, or I could also go to modify, look for the move command, select it there, select the object, no other objects that I would like to move at this time, so I'm going to right click. Specifying the base point, I'm going to pick here, and I'm going to move this object. If I wanted to move it over exactly straight, I would select the ortho button, ortho mode, and that will force straight horizontal or straight vertical movement. I'm going to pick right here for now. One last thing I'd like to show you, going with move again. This time I'm going to select both objects, 1, 2, and it indicates at the bottom that I've selected 2 total objects. I will now right click the base point. I'm going to pick a point here, and I want to move my objects over, say, 8 units exactly. What I'm going to do now is type in 8. As you can see, the cursor is already indicating the direction I'd like to go in, and now I just enter on the keyboard. I have moved the objects 8 units over to the left. So as you can see, you can draw exact and you can move exact, and all the modifications you do can be to an exact measurement.